I used to wonder why people would leave, why things managed to slip out of my hands no matter how tightly I held on to them. Then I came to the realization that some things just aren't meant to be, and that was extremely difficult to accept. Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Danya, and my only experience is life. So if I say something that doesn't work for you, doesn't sit well right with you, then take it with a grain of salt. These are just my views that I wanted to share with the internet because I have a goal to share discussion and share, interesting perspectives, especially in a world that is constantly battling misinformation. But I do my research and I do like lots of planning for these topics to hopefully provide fresh perspectives and to stimulate thinking. I'll try my best to share the things that I've learned as well, and to promote different discussions. This video has 3 sections. The first one being to stop chasing what's not meant for you. Second section is to stop getting disappointed in people and all temporary things. And section 3 is to, learn how to grow in your independence. In this modern day and age, I think it's very easy to start chasing after trends, especially on social media, and desire things that aren't necessarily beneficial to you. It could be makeup, it could be clothing, it could be a lifestyle. Even if they are, they may necessarily not be, detrimental for you. Even if these trends are harmless, like on the surface level, it is the action of chasing it and being so overly desiring and attached to this thing that makes it dangerous. Now you may be asking yourself, why is it so harmful? How do we get to this stage where just wanting something becomes a danger to yourself? Now, obviously there are levels. It's on a spectrum, right? From simple desire to a very strong desire that makes it difficult for you to sleep, for you to function normally, to focus on your work, your studies, your family, anything like that, that, interrupts your personal life. That's when it gets to a danger point. And this is a red flag, especially because it ruins your quality of life and also it just makes you lost. In Islam, we have this concept of being on a straight path, Sirat al-Mustaqim, and many people interpret it as just being on a path that is, godly and God-focused, which yes, that is a huge part of it. But to get on this straight path and to not, falter or go astray too far is being able to control yourself and control your desires and these temptations. In Islam, there is this concept of taghut. It refers to something that is worshipped or, focused on in the place of God. So it doesn't just refer to simply worshipping idols or worshipping a different god to the one you're supposed to be following. It can be literally worshipping trends and even desiring people, chasing something to the point where it distracts you from the main plot, the main point. This distraction can be extremely, dangerous because of numerous factors, but mainly because it makes you lose your self-worth. It leads you off of that straight path that gives you the direction in life, that makes you feel grounded and centered and human. And it also just makes you keep comparing, keep on going back to social media for that dopamine hit, because it's that loop again. When you go on social media, you see something that makes you doubt yourself. So you keep on scrolling so you can just feel something, so you can numb the pain, right? And that's why it's so dangerous, because we all know that doom scrolling only does more harm than good. People nowadays are getting lost in the world because when they lose themselves within social media, they lose themselves in different aspects of their life. It's how they become ungrounded, and that's why so many people today feel disconnected from their true selves, disconnected from the world, from living, from existence, essentially. There's also a very big control imbalance. Especially, it doesn't matter if it is for a good thing, like you're chasing a job, or you're chasing a grade in school, like a very good grade, a high mark, or if you are chasing alcohol or you're chasing a very bad lifestyle, it doesn't matter what you're chasing. It can be difficult to say goodbye to it. When it goes away from your life, you have no idea what to do because you've based all your energy and all your self-worth and all your humanness into that one thing. So parting with it can make you feel lost, can make you feel ungrounded, can destroy your life as it is because you've built a dependency on it. If I take the example of alcohol, if I base all my energy into it and I keep on getting attached and chasing it, it can be difficult to leave it, right? Withdrawals are gonna be very difficult to experience if you just let go of it because your body has, grown a dependence on it. Same thing for even people. If you grow an insane attachment on a person, you won't be able to feel like yourself because you've attached yourself to this person so much that they've become like a part of your identity and a part of who you are and your daily life. So leaving that thing is extremely difficult because you've associated it with a part of yourself and now it is like intrinsically part of you. But in Islam we have this concept that this is actually shirk. It is going against God. It's like I guess blasphemy. In a way, you are worshipping something else that isn't God, and worship can have lots of implications. Like worship essentially means you are putting your time and your energy and you're really focusing on this one thing that distracts you from everything else that is important in your life. And the one thing that does benefit you that you do worship or focus on is God. In Islam, that's what we believe, because inevitably these things are incredibly temporary. Everything is going to go one day. Everything has the potential to crumble, to disappear, to deteriorate. But the one everlasting thing is God, like I mentioned in the previous video. The one thing that will give us strength and will make us feel grounded, obviously, is when the creation connects to the Creator. This is through praying or remembering God even. It depends on how you view Him. You view Him as a creator, you view Him as a protector, a sustainer, someone who has, given you life, has given you privilege, then it can really shape your relationship with Him and how you view Him. Regardless how you view Him, right? Everyone's connection is very different. He is the only thing that you can ever truly rely on and never get disappointed by. No matter how you view Him, it never goes away, and that is the most grounding and the most safe thing that you have. The one thing that protects you from all the heartbreaks of leaving temporary things in the world. Especially if you go to God and you say like, Ya Allah, this is not working for me. I don't know what to do, how to move forward. This is out of my control. You're the only one who can make this happen. By submitting your worries and your fate to God, that in itself reduces the anxiety and also gives you just this spiritual peace, because you're no longer, holding that burden inside or that negative energy inside you. You are realigning yourself and rebuilding that harmony within yourself. I wanted to share this ayah from Surah Baqarah, ayah 216. Well, this portion of the ayah is, perhaps you dislike something which is good for you and you like something which is bad for you. Allah knows and you do not know. I think especially that last part, that Allah knows and you do not know, is the strongest part. Allah knows so much. He knows way more in the grand scheme of things what's happening than you do. They say perhaps you dislike something which is good for you and you like something which is bad for you. I know it seems that very difficult to accept that you have to part with this thing that you are so obsessed with that is bad for you. But it says Allah knows and you do not know. That God knows what is good for you, but you don't know. You can't understand that situation in that moment of attachment and dependency. You can't understand why you need to leave it. You can't understand why it's harmful for you. But most of the time, God tests you because He does the things that are, they have a logic behind it. They have a meaning, a purpose, and they shape who you are as humans. There's so many tests in this world, whether it be, you're facing a heartbreak from a haram relationship, or you're facing a very, a depressive era in your life. all of these moments, regardless if they are happy or sad, they are for a greater purpose. And we need to accept that in our lives are very complex. Human lives are not simple at all. And many people think that they have control over everything and everything should be, happy-go-lucky. We get trials and tests because that is a part of being human. This is God testing us, our faith through these trials and all of this difficulty. And it can include attachment, desires, and attractiveness to something that is maybe not essentially good for you. And having that strong, unbreakable faith is something that will make you extremely disciplined as a person, make you, strong, steadfast, and confident as well. Now I want to talk about how we can stop getting disappointed by these temporary things. We learned how it is bad for us, why it's detrimental, but here's how we can essentially deal with it. One thing that really turned around my perspective is when I was just sitting on the prayer mat and I was asking, like, Ya Allah, just give me the things that are good for me in life. And I realized that just by futile effort of constantly expecting and not doing anything to shake that feeling of disappointment, it was harming me. Being patient allows you to endure anything. It helps you to be the person you want to be, because when you build up that patience, you build discipline, you build that confidence, that strength to do anything in life, to get through any hurdle, any obstacle, especially disappointment from being attached to something that isn't exactly reciprocating the same energy you place into it. Idealizing and doing this extravagant expectation it's just harmful, because obviously we can't keep on dwelling and fantasizing about things that we aren't even placing into reality. When you don't put in the effort to do it, then it doesn't become a reality. Imagine you're applying for a very prestigious university or something and you'll get rejected, and so that's where the disappointment comes from. Now form two circles. So the circle over here will be the circle you can control. This one will be the one that you cannot control. So let's focus on the one you cannot control. What is one thing that we cannot control in this situation? We can't control the fact that you cannot go. So that's one thing. You also cannot control the acceptance rate of this university, or you can't control the views of the people who are looking at your application. You can't change that. And on this circle, the one you can control is you can control how you feel, like how, your reaction to being rejected. You can control it. You can control the decisions that you make afterwards to make sure you get into a university. For example, taking extra courses or going to, university fairs, etc. Any of these things. Thirdly, you can control your relationship with God. You can control the way that you see him and your gratefulness and exactly just being thankful for even having the opportunity to apply to university. And four, you can control options that you can do instead of attending the university. Maybe you'll figure out that actually you want to work at your parents' family restaurant or something like that. These are just examples of things that you can control in this situation. So by organizing these things, the effect that it has is that it makes you feel a little more in control of things, a little bit more grounded in your situation, because it's so easy to get lost in these emotions, the immediate emotions that come after a negative experience. And most of the time they are quite irrational and they can be quite difficult to come out of, especially if it's something you are very attached to and so set on, something like a university especially. Now, my last point is how we can grow in our independence. In life, when difficulties hit you, you may be in a position where you're actually in solitude, or you just maybe feel so weak, by yourself. Your sense of self is so destroyed, and so you may feel like this is like a punishment, and this is you're feeling so depressed. But you should reframe this solitude or this weakness as a power, an opportunity to seize, to grow, to become a better person, and to flourish in your life. Solitude is not weakness. It's a way that we can ground ourselves and understand what we actually feel when the world becomes very distracting. Sometimes you're so busy serving this thing that you're attracted to or chasing that you forget, what makes me happy? What is good for me? What should I do? What is my path in life? You start to forget these ideas because you've based your whole purpose of life into achieving that one thing or getting that one thing. A way that you can combat this and work around it is by placing your energy away from that detrimental attachment that is distracting you. Place and center your whole life, around what your goal in life is. Even explore. You can explore it first. Try different things such as learning different skills, writing your feelings down, going for a walk. It can be as simple as that, but learning to just take your individuality and making the most of it makes you a very untouchable person and helps you navigate that weak self-esteem that you face at the beginning and turning it into, using it as a focal point and a turning point for your redemption arc, essentially. You may find that the more you enjoy your own company or focus on your own, inner world, the less that you feel the rejection and the more you feel confident in your own skin. You become, able to shake off the disappointment that comes when something in life doesn't go your way. Something is gone, something just isn't working. You can be able to just control your emotions if you have that self-confidence or that self-assurance, as well as placing that assurance into God as well. Just to tie everything up, these things can take time. It's not easy to just stop chasing what you've built your whole identity around or place all your energy into. It's not easy to stop expecting things. It's not easy to just snap out of this trance. But the point is, it's not to become numb to these things. It's to become clear about who you are, what your goals are, and redirecting yourself, to God, redirecting yourself to your own goals. And so this gives you the sense of autonomy, the sense of agency over your life, and it gives you the permission to grow, essentially, and grow away from the dependence of these worldly temporary things in this dunya, in this world. Now, I wanted to close this video with an ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 153. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. Which means, O believers, seek comfort in patience and prayer. Allah is truly with those who are patient. So I hope you just keep reflecting on this ayah. I want you to hopefully start a discussion in the comments about what you think about this ayah. But Allah is, it says Allah is truly with those who are patient. If you are patient and you're able to deal with that discomfort of letting go of these temporary things, then you've reached like the highest point of strength and confidence and faith. Thank you for watching. Jazakallah. I hope this video was of great information and gives you new perspective about things that you may have been struggling with. In Shaa Allah, I'll be creating more videos for this Tawakkul series, but also doing some other videos on the side. If you have any discussions, suggestions, comments, make sure to start them in the comments below. And inshallah, I'll see you in the next video.